Hey guys, Dr. Trent here. I wanted to show you a really quick, easy recipe for it could be breakfast, it could be your first meal of the day. It's super simple to throw ingredients together. It's all you have to do, a little bit of measuring, gather the supplies. Also, you could do this with your kids. Super fun. They can make these with you. They can do it on their own. They can do whatever variety of ingredients that they want or that you want them to have. And what we're going to be making today, or showing, what I'm going to be showing you how to make, you probably heard of before. They're called overnight oats. And real quick, in general, when we talk about Eat by Design strategies and concepts, we do talk about minimizing your grains. Obviously, oats are a grain. They are naturally gluten-free, so you can factor this into your meal plan throughout the week. It can be part of your off-track meal or just every once in a while. I really love oats. I crave them every once in a while, so this is the strategy that I would go with. I'm going to show you, I think, one or two different recipes real quick, super simple, how to make this. Basically, when you throw all the ingredients together, it doesn't matter which goes first. That's what's great about it and what's awesome for the kids to do. You put it into, you can put it either into a mason jar or any container that you have. I'm going to use both of these. And also, you can leave it as little as 2 hours for it to settle, or overnight. That's why they call it overnight. And in the morning, it's ready to go. And I'll show you a few tips that I have that I found along the way doing this that I really love. So let's get started. First things first, we start with old-fashioned oats. Now, they may not say that they're gluten-free on them, but they are naturally gluten-free, so don't get too hung up on that. You always want to find a really good organic source. So I just pulled whatever we have in our cabinet, which is old-fashioned oats. And you're going to do half a cup of those. And you can pour that right into your mason jar. Just like so. Pardon me if I look at my recipe, I have that over here too, just to make sure I've got everything. Alright, the next thing I'm going to do is milk. So you can do any substitute. I'm doing coconut milk. It's unsweetened. You can do dairy if it works for you. Again, another strategy that we talk about in Eat by Design is dairy is a very gray area. For a lot of people, they have troubles because of the sugar content, lactose in it. So I typically steer away from it. I do have it every once in a while, dairy that is. But I really like the alternatives that are out there. Cashew milk, you could do oat milk itself. Coconut milk is great, and that's what we're going to use today. You could use almond milk. I found that I have a food sensitivity to that, so I'm steering away from that. So I'm going to be using organic, unsweetened coconut milk, and we're going to do half a cup of that. And again, super simple. All you do is measure it out. This part you could probably do for your kids. And you just pour it right on in. Super simple. Now the next step is optional if you want, but chia seeds. So chia seeds are a really great plant source of your omega-3 fatty acids, which are essential. I'm going to do 1 tablespoon of those. These will create, if you've ever had a recipe that you made with chia seeds, they actually create a gelatinous over time. They take on and absorb the water, or in this case it'll be the milk, so it'll make it thick. So that's kind of your thickening agent. Next step is sweetener. So a sweetener of choice for you, it could be a tablespoon of unprocessed, unheated, raw honey. Locally, if you can find it, you could use that. That's perfectly fine. If you want to kind of cut down on the sugars in general, even though sugars are really great that are natural, and that's a whole nother video and topic I could talk about, but you could use that honey. You could do a sweetener of your choice, such as Swerve. I'm not going to use that today, but we use that quite often. I'm actually going to use another great alternative that I found if you're doing sugars, natural sugars, is take a banana, mash it up, or have your kids mash it up, and that will be your sweetener. And so just one medium-sized banana. Now again, I'm going to make another recipe here too, so I can kind of show you the alternative of that. You pour that in. Vanilla extract. So this is going to bring all the flavors together, and you're going to do 1/4 of a teaspoon of that. Now the other thing that I'm going to throw in there, now this is where the toppings get to be fun and whatever you desire. I'm going to use some toasted unsweetened coconut flakes. So I'm going to put about a tablespoon to 2 tablespoons of that in there because I like coconut. It's got really good fats in there. And again, you cut down on kind of the sugar content. Okay. And then lastly, the other thing is you can add it with any fruits that you want. I've already got banana in there, but I'm going to say use frozen fruit because then you can top it on top, and then as it sits overnight, it actually thaws, and then it's ready to go in the morning. That's one hack or trick that I found. And I'm going to do, I believe, about half a cup of these. You could do maybe a 1/4 cup if you want, depending on how much you want. And I'm just going to leave those on top. Okay, now here's the thing. You just put it on, put it in the fridge. You really don't have to mix this up or shake it. It's going to do its thing overnight. Typically what I like to do is mix it just a little bit. I would have done that before I put the blueberries in, but just so I had that banana in there. But you can mix it if you want. I leave the fruit on top just because it's frozen, and then it's going to create this really awesome texture of the fruit. Then you put that in the fridge for about 2 hours or as long as you want to overnight. It's good to go. So let's show you a different recipe since I'll make this. And that's 1 serving, by the way. Alright, so again, we're going to start with our oats. We'll do half a cup. Okay. Back to the milk, another half a cup. I like the dish here because it's a little flatter and you can kind of spread the ingredients out if you want. Again, you do your vanilla. Chia seeds, always again for that gelatinous or binding effect. So 1 tablespoon of that. And then the sweetener that I'm going to throw in for this one is the Swerve this time. And I'll do a tablespoon of that. Again, sweeteners like this are okay to use every once in a while. Again, natural sources is best. The reason why we promote that because it creates a lot of nutrient-dense vitamins, nutrients that your body will utilize. So again, another alternative that you can use. I like the coconut, so I'm going to throw a little bit more in there. Just kind of sprinkle that around. And here's a great alternative for the kids too. You can use chocolate chips. So we use Lily's dark chocolate. These are great because they're sweetened with stevia. So you can add a little bit of a chocolate element in there if you want to, for your kids, for yourself. Again, you can make these as savory, as sweet as you want. Just like that. And then I'm just gonna kind of mix things around a little bit so it's all incorporated. Now let's say it looks a little thick. You could add a little bit more of your milk in there if you like. Now with this one, I'm probably not going to add any fruit. I'm just going to leave it as is just because the sweetener itself is very sweet, and then of course the chocolate chips themselves. So if you have any questions, let me know. But that's your overnight oats. Super simple. You can make them with the kids. You can make them as nutrient dense as you want. They're an eat by design concept that I definitely advise and advocate. That's why we're showing you how to make them. And if you do make them, let us know what you thought, what your kids thought. And you know, your health is number one, so we want to create a lot of these content and videos to make it special for you guys to not only bond with your family, but also really stay on track with creating really great outcomes for the results that you want for your health. So again, make it a great day. You're worth it, and we'll talk to you soon.